Hello, madam, can you see? Hello?
Hello, sir. I am unable to see your slide. I don't know if
One.
others are able to see. Just recheck, sir, once. Keep the slide open, sir, and then you can do it.
Open. Visible?
Yes, sir.
Shall I start?
Yes, sir. Please start.
Very good morning. I am Dr. Ghosh Khan, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, IDC Government College, Chikmagalur. On behalf of IDC Government College, I once again welcome all the participants to the International Webinar Conference Series. So my presentation title is Synthesis and Screening of Biological Activity of Novel derivatives containing ethane sulfonamides. Let us focus on the literature survey on pyrimidine derivatives. As we know, pyrimidine is one of the most active class of compounds possessing wide spectrum of biological activity, such as antibacterial, anti-cancer, analgesic, anti-convulsant, antioxidant, herbicidal activities, anti-inflammatory activities, antifungal activity, etc. I have quoted few articles for literature surveys. So, say for example, we have antifungal and antibacterial activities have been shown by a pyrimidine derivative having benzene sulfonamides, and then we have a pyrimidine acetamides have been evaluated for kinase spindle protein activities. Similarly, more that is a pyrimidine, fused pyrimidine having benzene sulfonamide have been reported to effect of melanin synthesis. Then we have another articles, that is a pyrimidine having acetamides. They have been studied for inhibitory effect on Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Like that, many articles have reported various biological activity of pyrimidine derivatives. Based on this biological activities of pyrimidine derivatives, we have planned to synthesize a novel heterocyclic, that is novel pyrimidine derivatives. So for that, we took a compound 1, that is N-methyl pyrimidine carboxylate having a isopropyl phenyl group. This is treated with a tertiary butoxide, potassium tertiary butoxide. This is treated with a methyl sulfonyl chloride in presence of a base tertiary potassium butoxide. Here we will get a methyl sulfonamide. Then it is treated with a diisopropyl butyl aluminum hydride. Here reduction takes place in presence of HCl. Ester is reduced to CS2OH. Then it is treated with a hydrogen peroxide at a temperature of about 0 to 5 degrees Celsius in presence of triethylamine as a base. Here alkyl halide is formed. Alkyl halide is formed. Then this intermediate 4 is treated with the various substituted amines in presence of triethylamine at a room temperature for about 5 to 6 hours. Here we will get a novel pyrimidine derivatives. All these synthesized compounds are characterized by spectroscopic technique like a mass and C13 NMR and proton NMR. So then all the synthesized compounds have been screened for biological activities. Like antifungal activities, antifungal, antibacterial, anti-cancer activities. So for antifungal, antibacterial activity, diffusion method was used to assess antibacterial activities, and ciprofloxacin was used as a standard one. Here we have selected S. virus and E. coli antibacterial strains to study the antibacterial activities. For antifungal activity, poison food technique method was used to examine the antifungal activity, and Nystatin was used as a standard one. Here we have two fungal strains selected, that is Candida albicans and Aspergillus flavus, to study the antifungal activities. For anti-cancer activities, MTTSA method was used to study the toxicities of the synthesized compounds. Then cisplatin is used as a standard one. Here we have selected two cell lines. one is human lung cell lines represented as A375 cell lines, and breast carcinoma cell lines represented as MBA231. So here we have a data for antibacterial activity, obtained data are listed here. So among the all the tested compounds, compound 6B and 6C, only two compounds exhibited a very good activity, antibacterial activity. The compound 6B showed a 19.02 and 11.04, and compound 6C 22.83 and 12.61 against the standard ciprofloxacin respectively. Here minimum inhibitory concentrations was 10 micrograms per microliters. So for similarly, the antifungal obtained data is listed here. So among all the tested compounds, only one compound was emerged as a potent antifungal agent. So that is 6J exhibited a very good antifungal activity, that is 24.64 and 18.12 against the standard antifungal drugs, that is Nystatin. Here minimum inhibitory concentration is 50. So similarly, we have carried out the anti-cancer activity. So data obtained for anti-cancer activity revealed that compound 6G, that is the compound 6G, emerged as a very good anti-cancer agent, that is 22.88 and 36.12 against the breast carcinoma cell lines and human lung cell lines with respect to the standard 1 cisplatins. So all the synthesized compounds have been taken for docking studies, molecular docking studies, to evaluate the possible relationship between the docking scores and the biological activities. For antibacterial activities, we have taken a reference ligand ciprofloxacin, and we have selected a protein dehydrospiralin synthase represented as 3ACX. And for antifungal activity, reference ligand selected is Nystatin, and the selected protein is N-medicell transferase represented as 1IYL. And for anti-cancer activity, we have selected reference ligand as cisplatin, and selected protein is represented as 3OG7. So docking scores, obtained docking scores for our synthesized compounds with respect to the reference ligands are tabulated here. So we can see here compound 6B, that is 12.02, and compound 6C 7.532. This is the highest binding scores with respect to the ciprofloxacin as a standard one. Then with respect to the antifungal activities, here compound 6J exhibited highest binding energy, that is 10.248 with respect to the Nystatin reference ligand. Similarly, compound 6G exhibited highest binding energy with respect to the anti-cancer, that is 3 reference ligand is cisplatin with respect to the selected proteins. So we can conclude that the data obtained from the docking scores and the biological activities are in agreement. So this is about the work. So we can conclude here. The compounds with the electron withdrawing groups exhibited a very good antibacterial activities. Similarly, the compounds having a phenyl group in intermediate derivatives exhibited a very good antifungal activities. Similarly, compounds with a chlorine substituent at the amines at para patients emerged as a very good anticancer agent. Similarly, the data obtained from the in vitro studies and the in silico studies are in agreement. Therefore, these compounds can be taken for taken as lead compound for further research. Okay, thank you to one and all.
Thank you, Gauskan sir, for such a nice presentation of your work and a relevant study too. Now this session is open for discussion. Yes, the session is open for discussion. Gauskan sir, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear.
Okay, sir. Sir, you did in the tabular column you showed mean plus or minus SE. What does that SE stand for?
Yeah. This one, SE stand for that is actually it is outs. We have tested in outside. I think it is a in triplet that was done here.
Hello. Yes, sir. I can. Yeah, there is some signal problem with me, I think. Yes, sir. You please tell me. You can go. So, did you do? How many samples did you do, sir? For one test, how many sets of work did you do?
Three sets.
Three sets.
Three sets.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Are there any other people who are going to interact? Do you have any other doubts? So, which software did you use for docking studies?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, sir.
What? Pardon.
Okay, sir. I sincerely regret there's some problem with my network. I can't hear properly. I hope I am audible to everyone. Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your presentation, sir. Now we shall move on to Mr. Raghavendra SM. Gauskan sir, you can stop presenting and mute yourself. We will leave the session to Raghavendra sir now.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Raghavendra sir. Raghavendra sir, are you there? Can you hear me?
Hello. Madam.
Yes, sir.
Hello, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, can I present now? Are you able to screen the other participant? Are you able to see the screen? Hello.
Hello, sir. Kindly carry on, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Madam, is the screen visible?
It is not visible to me. Can other participants tell me whether the slides are visible to you? I think you have presented the whole this thing, sir. Kindly present a window.
Okay, ma'am.
Just present a window, sir. Don't present whole screen.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Hello. Yeah, should I start, ma'am? Hello.
Hello, sir. Your slides are not visible to me, sir. Sir, your
Hello?
slides are not visible to me, sir. You have to
Okay,
stop
ma'am. So, for the-
stop presenting first.
Okay.
Stop presenting. Okay. Now open the file. Only the PowerPoint file. Open it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now press on present now. Present now.
Okay.
Select
Okay.
a window, select a window.
Second.
Now click on that presentation which you have opened, sir. Select that there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So full screen mode I want. Okay. Is it okay, madam now?
Just a minute, sir. It's loading. No, sir. It's not visible for me.
It's not.
Yes. Now it's visible, sir. Yes, you can carry
Okay.
on. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. I will start.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, Raghavendra S. Assistant Professor, Government Hospital College, Padur, Chikmagalur District. Would like to do the presentation for the International Skill Conference series on advances in clinical sciences, health and education. First of all, I would like to thank the organizing committee, chemistry department, and IDSC College for providing me an opportunity to present my research work. So the outline of my presentation.
ಸರ್ ನನಗೇನೋ ಭಯಂಕರ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನನಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೇನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಈ ಸೆಷನ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೋತೀರಾ ನಂಗೇನು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಇಂದಾನೆ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್ ನನ್ಗೇನು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಧ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಗುಸ್ಕಾನ್ ಸರ್ದು ನಂಗೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಂಗೇನು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ನಂದೇನೋ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ
reported for wide spectrum of pharmacological activities.
ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾಕೋ ನಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ
ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನ್ಯಾಪ್ಟೋಫುರನ್ ಡೆರಿವೇಟಿವ್ಸ್
ನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀವು ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡಿ ಸರ್ ನನ್ನ ಕೈಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ
ಇದೆ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನೋನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಆಂಟಿ-ಟ್ಯೂಮರ್
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್
ಆಂಟಿ-ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಇಂಟಾಜೆನಿಕ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಇನ್ಹಿಬಿಟರಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟಿಯೋಜೆನಿಕ್. So this prompted us to undertake the synthesis of naphtho-2,1-furan carbohydrate derivatives and to evaluate their biological and pharmacological activities. So in the proposed scheme, what we have worked out is the starting method was naphthol. So by means of Riemann reaction, by making use of sodium hydroxide and chloroform at 70 to 75 degrees centigrade, we have synthesized the naphthaldehyde as the intermediate. So this conversion has been done as the reactant, the intermediate. So this naphthaldehyde was further converted into its ester by making use of and the reaction time was 24
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳೋದು ಹೀಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ
and the reaction was stirred for 2 hours at room temperature. The product, the intermediate product obtained so was further converted into its chloroacetyl derivative by making use of chloroacetyl chloride in glacial acetic acid dropwise by adding dropwise for 2 hours at ambient temperature. And finally, the targeted molecule, that is amino acyl naphtho carbohydrate, was synthesized by making use of the potassium iodide and the substituted amino derivatives, hetero amino derivatives in DNS. So further, the obtained targeted molecule was characterized by making use of spectral analysis. We have used IR, mass, and proton spectroscopy for characterization of the targeted molecule. Finally, all the molecules were screened for their antibacterial activity by making use of relative percent inhibition, minimum inhibitory concentration, and minimum bactericidal concentration. So all the compounds in the series which we have obtained have shown good antibacterial and antioxidant activities. So here the characterization was done by making use of IR spectra, then NMR spectra and mass spectra, and we have also determined the melting point of all the targeted molecules. So, in the case of results and discussion, so we have, as per the proposed scheme, we have synthesized the nastrofuran carbohydrate targeted moieties comprising of amino derivatives. So, all the series were subjected to in vitro antimicrobial and antimicrobial activities by means of relative percentage inhibition using agar diffusion method. So antioxidant activities have been carried out by making use of DPPH, metal plating, and SRAP methods. So the confirmation as well as the characterization of the molecule, targeted molecule, was obtained by means of IR spectra by obtaining the peaks at 3050 for NH group, the carbonyl group at 1671, then for the NH group we have got two peaks at 3102 and 3325 cm-1. Similarly, the proton NMR spectroscopy has been obtained for the carbohydrate, so which has given the confirmation of the presence of protons, aromatic protons, as well as for the NH protons as well as NH2 protons. Finally, the mass spectra has been obtained by taking the basic value and the molecular mass of the compound as M226 as shown in ID6 as well as 7, which you can see in the mass spectra of carbohydrate. So finally, here the activities of the biological activities of the targeted moieties have been obtained by making use of gram-positive as well as gram-negative bacteria by making use of Escherichia coli, then acetoacetate bacter, then Staphylococcus aureus as the gram-positive and gram-negative activities to carry out relative percent inhibition. So among this here, the molecules, so the molecules which with 7E, 7F, 7G as well as 7H have shown the prominent antibacterial activities. So which this is the graphical representation for the antibacterial activity which we can see, and here the standard has been used as been shown in black color. So finally, in vitro antioxidant and free radical scavenging methods have been carried out by means of three processes, that is DPPH, SRAP methods here. So here also we can see that the targeted moieties, that is 7F as well as 7H, have shown the comparative biological antioxidant activities. So this is the graphical representation, a plot of antioxidant and free radical scavenging activities of the targeted moieties of carbohydrate derivatives. So finally, with this work, we can conclude here. So in this conclusion, so a series of substituted amino acid nastrofuran carbohydrate derivatives have been designed as well as synthesized, and they have been employed for antioxidant as well as antimicrobial activities. In both the activities, the finally synthesized compounds encompassing heterocyclic amines, that is 7E to F, are showing the better activity when compared with the compounds having the aromatic amine substitution. Hence, compounds with heterocyclic substitutions possess better antimicrobial and antioxidant activities than the compounds with aromatic amines. In summary, so we can see that the N-substituted amino acyl naphtho 2,1-B-furan-2 carbohydrate derivatives with heterocyclic amines are potent molecules of biological interest, especially 7E, 7F, 7G, as well as 7H. So these are the references work which we have done for our work. And finally, I thank all the participants for the patience here. Thank you. Any doubts or any clarifications are there? So the session is over.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible to work myself, Dr. Ganesh?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Raghavendra, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, please, sir.
Due to technical problem in the network,
Yes, sir.
on behalf of the convener, I would like to congratulate Mr. S.N. Raghavendra
Yes, sir.
for presenting his work. If there are some questions, the audience can ask questions for their clarifications. Hello. The audience participants can ask the questions.
Hello, Ganesh sir.
Yes, sir.
I have one question.
Yeah.
So, among the naphthopyrons, so what are the concentrations as usual? So, he has not shown LC50 of these antioxidants.
Yes, sir.
Raghavendra sir, do you study the LC50 or IC50?
IC50, sir. IC50 values are being.
So, whatever readings you shown, no? So,
Yes,
which one you found IC50?
Yes, sir.
Raghavendra, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, please. Tell me.
I think the question is audible to you.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is audible. Not so clear. Okay, sorry.
You go back to your PPT, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Raghavendra, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
This is
Now you
the
can
concentration.
question.
The
I see,
inhibition
I see.
concentration. Above this
I see.
inhibition concentration.
IC50 micrograms per ml has been used.
Okay. No, this is as per your compound. The whatever reading you are showing now, this is inhibition concentration.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Among that, even we can get it LC50 also, LC50 or IC50 also.
Okay, sir. So that
So maybe that's also we should also the minimum level of concentration for further experiment.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay, sir.
So for publication, there is must required.
Yes.
Along with this data,
Okay, sir.
we should depict even the LC50 or LC50 reading. Whichever
Okay.
concentration is given. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Is there any other questions?
Sir, I will ask one question, but I won't be able to hear the answer though.
Okay.
Sir, in this slide which you have depicted, there is plus or minus 43, 61, 51, 45. And in another one DPPH method, it is plus or minus 3.5, 3.8. There's a huge variation. What's your conclusion in this, sir? With respect to standard deviation.
Yeah, so here we have used aromatic amines as well as heterocyclic amines in the targeted moieties. So usually that maybe because of the presence of heteroatoms in the targeted moieties, there may be difference in the value. So that is the term.
Sir, which one is more significant? I think this is added or subtracted to show the significance of a particular test. According to you, which do you think is more significant there? Those standard deviation values show significance.
Okay,
significance.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I hope I am audible to you, no, sir? You can
Yeah,
hear me?
yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So which method is more significant, and among all the compounds you have tested, which is showing better result which can be considered with this particular slide which is shown now?
Finally, final compounds which are more active So more activities are listed in the conclusion. 7E, 7F, 7G, 7H. So because of the heteroatomic moiety in the molecules, may be the reason for this pattern. Okay,
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
Raghavendra sir,
Yes, sir.
actually whatever errors you show now,
Yes, sir.
so it is too much actually. Okay.
Okay.
If you go to putting this error in a graph now, you cannot
Okay.
predict the graph error bar how much. Okay.
Okay.
So once you look into that, maybe some mistakes were error should be 0.45 or 0.25, 0.85 like that. It cannot go behind the 1 or 2.
Okay.
Okay, you done statistic. Okay, your mean value or SD value is good, but the error value is more. Let's just look into that.
Okay. Okay.
If you go first of all, they will see me. They will in editing level only they will reject. Error should be very very.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sharanagowda Patil, sir, and Raghavendra, sir. I think we had nice presentation and very good suggestions, actually. Because standard deviation is very important for any publication. You should have it as minimum as possible. That's why I appreciate Sharanagowda sir's suggestion to Raghavendra sir. Now we will move on to Dr. R.S. Dubey. Dubey sir, are you there? Ganesh sir, kindly take over, sir.
Yes, madam.
Yes, sir.
I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir. Kindly
Okay.
go ahead with presentation, sir.
Okay, madam. Sure, sir. Thank you. Slide is visible.
Yes, sir.
Please let me know, sir. Slide is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. My current work is based on control of microbiologically influenced corrosion of mild steel exposed to sulfate reducing bacteria, SRB, in marine environment by using nano-structured coating of polyaniline. Myself is Dr. R.S. Dubey, Associate Professor in Department of Chemistry, RJ College, University of Mumbai. Sir, I would like to start from the basic IUPAC definition of corrosion. Since corrosion is not very popular in our country, India, because there is no specific degree in engineering and IITs on corrosion, but in US countries, more than 500 universities are imparting bachelor and master degree on corrosion. Thus, according to IUPAC, corrosion is defined as irreversible interfacial reaction of a material. Material may be any type, metal, ceramic, or polymer, with its environment, which results in consumption of the material or dissolution of a component of the material into the environment. Simply, important point, corrosion is irreversible. Once the material has been corroded, we can't convert into the original material. Second, corrosion is material environment reaction that results in consumption of the material. Friends, if we have to define this word in a single line, I can say you a single line in Hindi by Sumitra Nandan Pant. सृजन, सिंचन, संहार, यही तो है असार संसार। जो पूरा संसार है पृथ्वी से लेकर के ह्यूमन बीइंग और लाइफ तक, सृजन मीन्स कंस्ट्रक्शन, सिंचन नरिशमेंट और संहार डिस्ट्रक्शन, बस यही तीन में हम डिफाइन कर सकते हैं। तो जो कोरोजन है दैट इज रियली जस्ट लाइक संहार, लाइक डिस्ट्रक्शन। And Srijan for the life of metal is just metallurgy. Thus metallurgy is Srijan, corrosion is Sanghar, and Sinchan should be performed by corrosion engineers, by the public that has awareness about the corrosion. We know our mother nature is very kind enough towards the metals. Nearly entire elements. We know the periodic table, there is one line from boron that divides entire periodic table into metals, non-metal and metal type. We can observe here entire D block elements, S are block elements, F block elements are metals. Whereas A group, 4A group, several are metals. Only few are metalloids and the rest are metals. What happens? Here I will concentrate on corrosion of metals and just a basic idea about electrochemical theory of corrosion. Just we got corrosion is electrochemical in nature. Electrochemical reaction means the reaction that is involved with transfer of electrons. Thus, corrosion is of electrochemical in nature. What happens? Electron transfer reactions are combination of two reactions, oxidation and a reduction. We call it redox reaction. Generally, when any material is exposed to any environment, let me repeat, any material is exposed to any environment, there is possibility of establishment of local galvanic cells, local electrochemical cells. And because of all these possibilities, presence of impurity, if in the material there is impurity, there is establishment of local galvanic cells. If there is difference in concentration of the solution, concentration cells are established. If there is difference in radiation, then differential radiation cells are established. At temperature, also there is potential difference. And because of one or all the reasons, the surface of the metal become divided into anodic and cathodic areas. Thus, the anodic area undergoes dissolution and on cathodic area, respective reactions occurs. The reaction that occurs in anodic area is just simply shown here, metal changes to metal ion plus valence electron. And these are examples of iron, zinc, aluminium, and thus all these metals corrode through similar reactions. Means corrosion will occur only in anodic area, or we can say corrosion is anodic reaction. When we talk about cathodic reaction, there is no loss of the material, no loss of the metal, only some cathodic reactions occurs. For example, if suppose it is acidic solution, there is evolution of hydrogen gas. Neutral solution, water is formed by oxidation, reduction of oxygen, and so on. Simple example of rusting of iron. Iron changes to Fe2 plus 2 electron. At cathode, hydroxide ions are formed, and thus ferrous ion and hydroxide ion combine to give FeOH twice ferrous hydroxide. This is unstable. It further combines with oxygen and water to form the brown color rust that we are well known. And this rusting just eats the entire life of the iron. Now I will come to microbiologically influenced corrosion. Friends, we know microbes are everywhere in the nature. They are the first animal, not human being. Our life is starts from unicellular organism, and still the same amoeba, same E. coli is in the same form. A single cell can synthesize more than 10,000 chemicals. which we can't analyze by even sophisticated techniques. In our stomach, in our body, we are composed of around 100 trillion cells. And
Hello.
yes.
Dr. Dubey. Hello.
Sir, बोलिए.
Please proceed on your methodology and results and discussion, please.
Okay. So,
It is already 5 minutes over.
Okay.
Very sorry.
Simple, no problem, sir. Microbiological influence corrosion. Sorry, just I will go. Not recognition, all these things I will go later on. Right, MIC and biofilm. What occurs? It starts with the establishment of biofilm on the metal surface. That is the beginning of the MIC. It's simply biofilm on the metal surface, and its economic importance around we are losing 1,75,000 crores annually. These are a lot of corrosion in our country in last year, 2019. Thus, we are losing very much, around more than 3 to 4%. This mechanism, just I will come to the objectives. The current study was to control the microbiologically influenced corrosion of mild steel caused by sulfate-reducing bacteria, for which we have selected desulfo-vibrate sulfuricans, and the medium was its culture in the presence of 3.5% sodium chloride. Polyethylene was synthesized, characterized, and it was used as inhibitor for microbiological influence corrosion. After we studied the mechanism of inhibition, action by electrochemical and surface analytical techniques. Material that was utilized was mild steel, having the composition that is shown here. Solution was used, vast culture medium, that is used for anaerobic bacteria, containing 3.5% sodium chloride solution. And the technique that we used was wet loss technique, measurement of variation of open circuit potential, that is OCP, potentiodynamic polarization. We use scanning electron microscope as well as AFM techniques to monitor the surface films and its interaction of the microbes with the metal. It's simply simple diagram of desulfo-vibrio. Anaerobic microorganisms that is heavily responsible for severe corrosion in particularly oil and gas structures, our ships and our buried pipelines. Means we lose billions there. For that purpose, this was selected as the main causative agent, and it was collected from NCIM, National Collection of Industrial Microorganisms from Pune, and the composition of bath medium that is used for sulfur bacteria is shown here. Instrumentation was used simply potentiostat, galvanostat from Gamma Instruments, USA, was used for potentiodynamic or electrochemical studies. And the diagram of the cell is shown here, electrochemical cell that was used in the investigation. This is the structure of polyaniline that was synthesized with the help of cyclic voltammetric technique. A suitable potential range was selected. The details are shown here how the solution was 0.1 molar H2SO4. The monomer we use 0.1 molar aniline solution. And by selecting the appropriate cycles of cyclic voltammetry, it was scanned between -400 millivolt to 100 millivolt with respect to saturated thermal electrode, and the scan rate was 50 millivolt per second. This diagram shows the different peaks that were observed during cyclic voltammetry experiment, and the cyclic voltammogram is shown here. it was characterized, the product final on the deposited on the surface was purified and characterized with the help of other techniques also. Only IR spectrum of polyaniline is shown here. This wave number, peak on this wave number 3430 is assigned to NH stress, that is aromatic amines, and all these peaks 1654, 1400, 1194 can be assigned to carbon double bond carbon stretching. Similarly, some peaks 1053 and 886.55 is assigned to CH bending. For the particle size of the polyaniline was characterized with the Motic digital microscope, having details here, and it was observed that the size of the particle comes in the range of nanometer, that is 1 to 100 nanometer, although it was not even that only 70 nanometer or 80 nanometer was observed. A mixture of different nanometer size particles were obtained. Further, it was applied over the surface, embedded in the coating, that was epoxy coating, and open circuit potential was measured with the help of gamma instrument. Corrosion potential with respect to time is shown here. As it clear, number 1 for one coated sample in disulfo-vibrio sulfuricans, and the last one 3 is a variation of open circuit with respect to the epoxy resin containing polyaniline exposed to disulfo-vibrio disulfuricans. Thus, it is observed that the potential, open circuit potential shifted considerably towards the positive direction, upper direction, which indicates that the polyaniline is acting as a good inhibitor, as a good controller towards the corrosion still in 3.5% NaCl, that is seawater, containing the microorganism disulfo-vibrio disulfuricans. After performing open circuit potential experiment, it took around few hours to several days. Then anodic polarization was performed. We call it potentiodynamic scan, without application of any particular inhibitor, with simple coating and coating impregnated with the polyaniline in the medium. And thus, number 1, uncoated sample, corrosion rate was very high. And number 3, coating containing polyaniline, corrosion rate was quite reduced, which indicate that at this potential particular, it is unable to make it such an anodic that it may result into loss of the material, loss of the iron. This table indicates different electrochemical parameters: beta A, beta C, I core, that is corrosion current, E core, corrosion potential, corrosion rate in MPY, and finally inhibition efficiency. It was observed blank was containing 47%, but when it was impregnated with polypyrrole, it's giving 63.33% inhibition of the corrosion, as well as inhibition of the microbial population also. This inhibition of microbial population was further verified with the help of scanning electron microscopy, where you can observe the first diagram is uncoated mild steel sample. Second one, SEM photograph, SEM micrograph is for epoxy resin containing, epoxy resin only sample. And the last one is epoxy resin containing polyaniline sample after completion of potentiodynamic polarization. Means first of all, it is exposed to OCP, followed by potentiodynamic polarization, and thereafter also you can observe that the roughness of the surface is very smooth. There is very little roughness in the presence of, whereas in previous samples quite large roughness is observed. Further, atomic force microscopy was used to ascertain the interaction of adhesion of microbes onto the metal surface. And it is also clear here, in the first one, it is uncoated steel sample, second with epoxy resin, and third one, a similar sample containing polypyrrole. It is observed here in the last one, AFM, that the sample is very smooth and there is almost uniform deposition of the polypyrrole onto the metal surface. Thus, mechanism we can define simply that iron, when undergoes resolution in any medium, basically in aqueous medium, there is formation of ferrous ion, which further combines with the water in the solution to form different hydroxide, and we get ferrous hydroxide, ferric hydroxide. As I explained earlier, the same mechanism. But in the presence of microorganism, what happens? These reactions get accelerated because they are metabolic products, basically sulfide ions. These are produced by metabolic activity of microorganisms, the SRBs. They convert sulfate into sulfite, and thus these sulfides are the main culprits that is creating such a huge havoc to the life of the metal. So overall reaction is shown here, and a simple mode of action, how it is possible. This diagram has been taken by from a source.
Hello. Hello. Pratima madam.
How we can say there is a killing of the microbes. Finally, we can conclude polyaniline in epoxy resin acts as good corrosion inhibitor for mild steel in 3.5% sodium chloride solution containing D-sulfo-hydri or disulfuricans. The biocidal coating exhibits characteristics to kill microbes by slowly and steadily releasing polypyrrole from the surface of the coating. Generally, what happens? The biocidal activity is lost within 2 to 2.5 years due to leaching of the biocides from the coating, which requires reapplication of the coating to regain antibacterial and antifungal protection. Our present coating system is expected to work for more than 5 years because the polymer itself acts as antifouling due to their specific structure. Finally, I would like to acknowledge Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, for giving us project in the form of financial assistance. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving the opportunity to present this paper.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Ramsevak Dubey, sir, your presentation was very nice and it was very
Thank you,
interesting.
Thank you, sir.
I have one small question.
Sure, sir.
Actually, when we look at your potentiodynamic polarization curves,
Ji.
we can see that there is no much difference in the anode polarization curves. And moreover, in the tabular column, you have shown that the optimum, protection efficiency is 63%.
Next, sir, is calculated from the same curves because we have to extrapolate. Automatically, it is done with the help of instrument. Okay. We have to select a particular curve and to go for its Staffel analysis.
Yeah.
we got the same. That actually it is in the diagram. It is not very separated or bifurcated because of its space. But that plotting is automatically done by the instrument.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Okay.
Really, there is quite much difference.
Okay, sir. Okay. And one more small clarification.
Yes, sir.
What is the lifetime of bacteria on the surface of iron in the sodium chloride solution?
Sir, lifetime, actually when bacteria is present in free state,
Yeah.
it has a particular lifetime, suppose 10 days.
Okay.
But when they form biofilms,
Yeah.
like the bacteria of tuberculosis,
Ah.
when they are in air, they have very temporary life, hardly 1 or 2 days. But when they form biofilms,
Ah.
they are safe there. They are safe hymen for microbes, and there they can survive along. It's very difficult to penetrate any biocide inside the biofilms, and this is the reason that why tuberculosis bacteria form biofilms in lungs or particular tissues, and it takes more than 1 year in medical treatment to eradicate the biofilm.
Okay.
The problem is biofilm, not the bacteria. Means we have to prevent the establishment of biofilm in any system, living system or non-living system. If it is already established there, it's very difficult to rupture them with the help of chemical methods.
Okay. So if the participants have any questions, it is open for discussion.
Sir, I have one question.
Hi, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir has been seen some antibacterial and fungus. So, is there any characterization done? Any specific organism you found out? Do you know any species among those bacteria and fungus which are more common to coat with those biofilm?
Means to combat microbial problem, we have to coat the biofilm.
Yes, sir. Which are the organism? Because these organisms are common organism, or is there any specific organism?
Nice, sir. For any particular type of biofilms, actually what happens, any biofilm is not created by single microorganism. There is consortia of microorganisms.
No, sir, it is not like that.
Nice, sir. There is in real sense. In laboratory, suppose I am using D-sulfo-embryo, so I will get a biofilm of D-sulfo-sulfuricans. But in seawater, if anything is just open in seawater, several type of microbes may get accumulated, may get colonized in that particular biofilm. Thus, biofilm is created by a consortia.
No, sir. I'm basically a life science doctorate. There is some organisms, sir. Okay, so those organisms are very dominant against other organisms. It is not like the other organism can coat this biofilm. Okay, so you go with these applications, sir. You isolate those organisms, go for characterization. You will come to know which organism is dominating for those coating. We are making biofilm.
Okay.
Because this study is also very important, sir. We can't say bacteria and fungus. Bacteria are there, fungus are there, even algae are there.
All type of, not only bacteria, virus. All type of organisms are there.
Yes, specific with the organism. So maybe given some extent, those organisms they are having even protective nature also, because a lot of chemical reactions be with the metal body.
Correct, sir. You are 100% correct. There are, because in our entire biochemistry and this one biotechnology that is based on microbes.
Yes,
synthesizing n number of antibacterials.
Yes.
And that can be harnessed, that can be utilized for a particular purpose to control. Earlier, I have done such experiments for some project to control microbial corrosion with the help of microbes.
Yes, sir. We have some organism, so that's why.
Correct. Because they will produce particularly different type of antibacterials, antifungals, all can be produced with the help of microbes.
Yes, sir. That's why, sir, your samples you give it to NCI Pune, they will give complete study which organisms are having that potential.
Correct, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Very good suggestion.
Even nowadays people are using nanotechnology assisted production for corrosion.
Sure, sir. Correct.
Polyvinyl, what you said, sir. So for that only we can go synthesize with the nanotechnology.
Correct, sir.
Yeah, that's how nowadays more people are working on that.
Actually, sir, it's really, you can say, interdisciplinary subject, and there is a requirement of basically chemistry, microbiology, biology, biotechnology, metallurgical engineer.
Yes, sir.
And we have to take help of everyone.
Absolutely, sir. Because polyaniline is a biodegradable component. So that's why it is best to, we can bind with some nanocomposites and we can give more protection and we can give shelf life of the metal more.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So that also we can work and we can give some contribution towards this corrosion, metal corrosion, types of metal corrosion.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Fine, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Hi, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Sharan Gowda Patil, sir, and Dr. Ram Sevak Dubey, sir, for your nice presentation and a very nice discussion. Today we had 3 presentations from Dr. Gauss Khan, Dr. S.M. Raghavendra, and Dr. Ram Sevak Dubey. It was very nice discussions as well. So, on behalf of the convener, I would like to thank and congratulate all the 3 presenters. And if there are few questions, you can put in the chat box. Later on, we will send the answer for those questions. And for today, we shall going to conclude the session. And I would like to thank all the participants and presenters on behalf of the conveners of the International E-Conference on Advances in Chemical Sciences, Health and Education. Thank you, everyone. And the presenters' recording will be sent to the jury, and the results will be announced on the date of the final day of the conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
ಹಲೋ ಸರ್ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಯಿತು ಬಿಡಲಿ ಸರ್ ಬಿಡಲಿ, ನಾನು ಅದೇ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪೋಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಮುಗೀತು. ಯಾಕೋ ಇವತ್ತೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್. ಅದೇ ನೋಡಿದೆ ನಾನು, ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಏನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಸಿವಿಯರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್. ನಾಳೆ ಹಂಗಾಗದೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕಪ್ಪ. ಯಾಕೋ ನೋಡಿ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಹೆಂಗಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಬಂದೆ ಸರ್, ಕೆಳಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.